The Honda has been a bit wet and horrible lately. I've been out a couple of times just to check it runs okay. I've done about 30-50 miles on it. It's okay. I'm slightly nervous in the rain, but you'd understand that after my accident. And then when I'd rebuilt the caliper and explained that it's got a wooden feel to the braking now, one of my viewers, thank you very much, pointed out that it's the wrong Marta cylinder. I think I've said this already, I know, but it would appear that the bore size of this one is bigger than it should be, which gives a very wooden feeling. In the box of bits I got was this master cylinder. You won't make it out, but it says the size underneath, which apparently is the correct one. I have no idea of its condition or what it's like. It's already got a broken clamp. I assume the one off the other one will fit, so I've got to replace that. And I can't remember if it was eBay or Wiimoto. I've got a seal kit for it. So, old circlip out, looks rusty as hell. And then I'm assuming this. Whoa! That needs clamping a bit more. Pressure on it. So it goes down. I assume it just pulls out, doesn't it? No. It goes down, but it's not going up. So it's got the rubber boot off, circlip is off, so it's that little washer now that would appear to be giving me jip. It's had a good soak in WD-40, and right, is there a lip? There is a lip. I don't know if this will end up breaking it. Can I use that to... There we go. Bit of a pop, wasn't it? Ooh. So, not too bad down there, but fairly disgusting in there. And fairly dirty in there. Have some rag underneath to stop the juice getting in. And a nylon bristle brush. I realise there's a buzzing noise in the background, and that's because the tumble dryer is on. And then a little bit naughty, a brass one, just to clean the lip up. just to clean the other end up a bit. That looks better. Better. So the bore's cleaned up. Just need to do the top now. A friend of mine bought me some very nice JIS screwdrivers. Need to make a bracket for them. And when I've cleaned this up, we'll put those new screws in that I bought for the other one. Because they're okay, but a bit manked. Off comes the alloy lid. Plastic spacer, grommet, and that all needs a little clean, doesn't it? I can't remember whether you can take the little... Oh yes, there we go. Don't lose that, Richard. So my lovely cheap eBay ultrasonic cleaner. I've just bought some stuff on eBay again. It's for carburetors, but it seems to do other bits. 1 part cleaner to 10 parts water. Just have to be a bit careful to remember to rinse it all off properly. I have an old kettle I use to heat the water up, as this ultrasonic cleaner doesn't have a heater tank, which is another reason why it was so cheap. And then parts can go in, and we'll leave that for about 15 minutes. 15 minutes plus in the cleaner. Take it out and dump it in here, and I'll take it in the kitchen, don't tell my wife, and give it a good rinse. There we are, flushed clear. With hot water. If I had an airline, I'd blow it through to dry it off, but I don't. So instead, we'll just leave it to air dry. Take 2. The glass is very, very scuffed. I did have a go with some T-cut, my 1980 T-cut, and it's improved it a tiny bit. I don't know whether it's worth me carrying on or not. I expect you can get replacements, but it's more than I can be bothered to do. It needs a bit of a polish. Yeah, it's a bit of corrosion in the bore. So a little bit of metal polish on a rag, on a little thing going up and down there will be good. Just show this bit of plastic tube with a split in it so you can get a cloth in it. Give it a spin with the drill and some metal polish or something, and that should polish the bore out. So, bottom of the caliper cleaned out, the bore polished up, no more corrosion on it. It says to use some brake fluid on the grommets when you put it in, but I've had success with a sort of not quite red rubber grease. But and then this is a Tourmax brand. In fact, there's some rubber grease with it, so we'll use that. I am pointing it at the thing, yes. And here we go. So there is a seal there. Where's the diagram gone? There's another seal here, which is going to go on that bit. There's the rubber grommet that goes over on the end and seals it in here. There is the new washer that goes on, and I shall use some of my PTFE grease on that to seal it up to try and stop it going rusty. Comes with a new spring to get that the right way round, and it also comes with a new circlip that looks quite a bit bigger than the old one. Ooh, that's tight. There we go. And that's on there, so as you push, the seal gets pushed out to seal it more. Probably too much on there, but it'll wash off with the other stuff. Spring getting attached onto this. There we go. And we just need to put that in. There we go. And because it's not rusty, the spring is pushing it up further than the old one was. Right, so old circlip pliers going in, bit fiddly, and I think we will need to push down on the plunger and we'll just check that is in. And now we can see that it's there. So back together, and I've put the baffle in just over the top there. Cap's cleaned, rubber's cleaned, that goes on. There it is, the metal top's on. Put the screws on in a minute. So back on the Honda front brakes, just emptied as much out of the caliper as I can. Just used the drain plug, bleed nipple, and my vacuum pump, pumping the lever to get that fluid out. The idea now is to crack off the brake line, swap the cylinders over, and see if I can pump fluid back into the cylinder so I don't get the air from there going down. New replacement master cylinder, just cosmetic, new copper washers in there. Master cylinder installed, proper bore size, I hope. Adjustable brake lever on it. Amazingly, the lever pressure feels fine. So what I'm going to do is the elastic band trick where you tie it back, leave it overnight ideally, but I want to ride it this afternoon, so leave it a while, and then when you let it off, I think what happens is the pressure dissolves all the air bubbles in the fluid, and then when you release it quickly, it boils off into the master cylinder. So I had a clamp on the handlebar for a couple of hours. Let's take that off, and it feels nice and firm. Now we just need a test ride to see if it actually feels any better than the other master cylinder. Well, did about 25 miles yesterday and it ran fine. Front brake felt good, more feel, not so wooden. Feels like the pads need breaking in. Definitely is the bike that is giving now, because I now have a drip and there appears to be some sort of oil leak coming out of the bottom of the engine. Not sure what. And I've got a very slight coolant leak coming out of the bottom of the pump, which the previous owner reckoned had been fully rebuilt. So a couple more things to investigate. But as I say, the bike that keeps giving. Oh joy!